You guys ever wonder where that magic 10,000 step number came from? Well, we did a little research and we're going to share that with you today.
Hello, carnivore hunters. This is Rick.
Hey, and this is Doug. Hey, Rick, how many vegetarians does it take to eat a cow?
How many?
One, if nobody's looking.
Good one. I wonder how
All
many
right,
of those vegans are out there.
right?
Yeah.
Hey, so guys, did you guys ever wonder where that magic 10,000 step number came from? Well, we did a little research and we're going to share that with you today.
Yeah, this is a fun little bit of history here, guys. So in the 1960s, I think it was around 1965, a Japanese company called Yasama Clocks created the Manpo K.
Man,
Manpo K, right?
yeah, man, poke.
We'll put it up here so you guys can see how it's spelled. But the English translation for Manpo K is 10,000 step meter. And at that time, it was believed that that was the level of activity you needed to have in order to prevent heart disease. But we can't really find where Yasama had any scientific data to support this advertising claim.
And there were some studies in Japan suggesting that walking 10,000 steps could burn 300 to 400 calories a day. And according to those studies back then, it would help you lose over 40 pounds over the course of a year. Now, of course, there are many variables to consider, such as the grade of terrain, walking speed, weight, other factors, and of course, your diet as well.
Yeah, and so naturally, studies have come a long way since the 1960s. And so you can Google or YouTube walking and find all kinds of data and along with the benefits of walking. And this is a no-brainer, but I'm going to rattle off some of these benefits right now. Is walking can help boost endorphins, improve blood pressure, reduce the risk of heart disease, strengthen your bones, reduce the risk of colon cancer, enhance your mental well-being as well as improving your brain function, increase muscle strength, reduce body fat, and helps you breathe easier.
Yeah, and a lot of these probably sound pretty familiar, and that's really because they're a lot of the same health conditions that you can improve on a carnivore diet. So by getting in all these extra steps, you can kind of double your impact.
Yeah, and so if you've been watching our channel for any length of time, you've heard me say that I started to incorporate the walking into my daily routine pretty early on in carnivore. Uh, I've been doing pretty good with the walking. On a good day, I can get 15 to 20,000 steps, especially when I'm at work or when it's warm outside. And so, with it being winter, I'm not hitting the steps like I was during the fall and the summer. Uh, and I do have my down days where sometimes I don't even hit 10K, but overall, my health has improved and walking just comes easier and easier. Uh, and so the great thing about carnivore and all this walking is, usually I'm not hungry for lunch because I'm satiated enough from my breakfast. And there have been times where I do start to feel hungry, but when I take the walk, that hunger goes away. Um, and so a little trick I do that's really helped me a lot that you guys might want to think about is I do keep a stash of sardines in my desk drawer at work. So on the days when I do start to feel really hungry, I'll crack one of those open, and and that'll usually keep me satiated until I do eat breakfast the next day. And this has really helped me to stick to OMAD a lot. Although, the deeper we get into this carnivore journey, I do feel hungrier and hungrier, and I think it's because of the fat we've lost. It's our body's looking for that fat to burn,
Hmm.
and so really, I've really felt the benefits overall. And I really do feel like I'm in my 20s or 30s again. So I'm drinking plenty of water, using the electrolytes, and uh, and taking the walks, and it's really helped me immensely.
Yeah. Now I haven't walked nearly as much as Rick. I work from home for my day job, so for better or for worse, that kind of one of the drawbacks. I don't live in the best area to go, you know, take a nice pretty walk somewhere around a park or anything like that. But I have noticed that, well, first, yeah, even though I started carnivore before Rick did, by incorporating those walks right away, really caught up to me in the weight loss. And I think I started 2 or 3 months before you, right? Something like that.
Yeah,
Um, so yeah, if you're really wanting to compound your carnivore results, if weight loss is your goal, that's a great way to do it. But also, I've noticed that even without walking, uh, this last season when we were on our hunting trip, I we were both able to hike further and deeper in to these areas over rough terrain without really much pain or anything, and actually making it enjoyable. Um,
yeah,
I was always even the one that I used to hike in further than anybody else anyway. And this year I hiked up over a mountain that I always just shied away from. I'm like, I'm not doing that one. But I went ahead and went up over that one this year, and it felt great.
yeah. The other thing that was different about this last hunting season as compared to the previous several years was, what if we did drop an elk way the heck back here? Like, how are we going to drag it out? And I mean, obviously, you're going to take the shot and do it, but I was to the point where I was starting to dread it. To this year, I wasn't worried about it at all. I was ready to start packing out an elk. Had we got one, we didn't get one this year, but that's okay.
Yeah, yeah, that's another video. We can, if you want
Yeah,
to hear about that. But anyway, guys, that's all we have for today. If you're interested in any more of this information on the 10,000 steps, we will put the links to some of the articles and studies in the description here, so you can read up on those yourself if you're so inclined. But other than that, thank you for tuning in, and we will talk to you guys later.
have a great night.